Hi guys, this is editorial analysis for 2nd November 2016. Today there is just one important editorial. This is from the Hindu newspaper. It's written by a member of the opposition party in the parliament, Jairam Ramesh. So it says that he says that the present government has asked the states to bypass the right to fair compensation and transparency in Land Acquisition, Rehabilitation and Resettlement Act of 2013, and the government has asked the states to pass their own land acquisition laws. Now, most of these states have prepared their draft land acquisition law, and most of them they bypass the original central law on several issues like right to consent, social impact assessment, rehabilitation and resettlement. So the state drafts, they are trying to bypass the central law on some of these very important topics. Now, what does the Constitution say on this issue? The Constitution, according to Article 254, Clause 1, it says if there is a central law on a concurrent subject is the subject on which both center and state can they can make laws on it. So if there's already a central law on a concurrent subject, the state law cannot override it. Now this is what Article 254 clause 1 says. However, Article 254 clause 2 says that if the state law has received the President's assent after due consideration, then it can apply in contravention to the central law only in that particular state. Now, Jairam Ramesh points out three concerns, three problems with the recent activities of the government. Firstly, he says that Article 254 clause 2, it was not originally meant to weaken the central laws. You know, the provision that if the state law is in contravention to the central law, but if it has received the President's assent after due consideration, this provision was not meant to weaken the central law, and the original intent of the constitution makers was not that. It was only meant for genuine hurdles. And also, to support it, in 2014 the Supreme Court refused to entertain challenges to the law, and a public mandate was also against amendments. The second concern that Jairam Ramesh points out, that in this case called Kaisari Hind Private Limited versus National Textile Corporation case of 2002, the Supreme Court said that Article 252 subclause to Article 254 clause 2, the Supreme Court said that Article 254 clause 2 implies active implication of mind by the President, because it says, quote, reserved for consideration. So if something has been reserved for consideration by the President, it implies active application of mind by the President. And D.D. Basu on this issue says that President must work deliberately and consciously on this consideration, and not merely and mechanically on the advice of the Council of Ministers. And the third concern that he has pointed out is that the government the government is diluting Parliament's supremacy under Article 2 using Article 254 clause 2, and it is a misuse of constitutional provisions. So I thought this was the only important editorial today. That's it. Thank you.